And welcome back to Sevens Big League, our special edition for the qualifying final. Let's look back in years past now, what happened in the qualifying final in seasons back as we go up to Sandy Roberts.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia, on Brick Arena, Australia.
To be a champion, you need the right sort of qualifying finals. Wayne Richardson and Ronnie Wearmouth had their numbers taken, and Royce Hart kicked goals as the Tigers won the match, and Collingwood won the scrapping honours in the first qualifying final. That was back in 1972. The injured Hart played a crucial part again in 1973, kicking 5 as the Tigers went down to the Blues in a replay of the 1972 Grand Final. North beat Hawthorn in the last round of 1974 and went on to record a 38-point win a week later in this first finals encounter between the two sides. It was to be the first of many during the 70s. North were back in action again in 1975, online for their first ever premiership with a win over Carlton by 20 points. Lee Matthews kicked 7-6 to blitz the Roos in 1976 in a qualifying final best of field performance. Peter Hudson made it 100 for the 5th time early in the qualifying final of 1977 and went on to kick 6 for the match as the Hawks defeated the Roos for the 11th time in 13 meetings. It was to be the Hawks for the 3rd year in a row in 1978 when Mike Moncrief kicked 8 and Hawthorn defeated Collingwood by 56 points. North Melbourne kicked 10 goals to 1 in the 3rd quarter of the 79 qualifying final and went on to win by 39 points. Stan Magro was suspended for 2 weeks for striking John Casson, who had kicked 5 for the winning Roos. Tony Jewell and Percy Jones clashed at VFL Park in 1980 in a sensational aside to the qualifying final. 337-game VFL record holder Kevin Bartlett kicked 6 as the Tigers scooted home by 42 points. Ruckman come forward pocket John Mossop kicked 5 goals in the 2nd quarter of the 1981 qualifying final to ensure a Geelong victory over Collingwood. He finished with 7 for the game. The Dominator, Wayne Johnston, was suspended for 2 matches after the 1982 match and Peter Bosustow for 1. But Carlton kept their hopes alive with a 58-point win over Hawthorn. And what about 1983? Veterans Peter Knights with 6 and Bernie Quinlan with 8 thrilled the vast MCG crowd. It was a thriller, all right, with eventual premiers Hawthorn safe, but only just by 4 points. Some great action from the qualifying finals of days gone by. Now back to some highlights of today's action. Here again's Peter.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.